picture this, a successful franchise owner who hits the wall of burnout, feeling trapped in the daily grind. Does that sound familiar? Well, he didn't just stay there. He didn't stay stuck. He eventually turns it all around by discovering the wealth building potential of multifamily investing. I want you to meet Chris right here, one of our students. In 3 years, he bought 3 properties and he overcame exhaustion. He got his time back, which is probably the most important thing to him, maybe you, and he unlocked financial freedom. And I'm supposing that you are watching this channel because you like to experience that too. Now, what am I talking about? If you have any questions on what I'm referencing or you want to experience what Chris did, I want you to go ahead and text me directly. Text Peter to 833-942-4516 and we'll get back to you. Here's the story of Chris, one of our students. These are the 3 properties that he bought, all right? So he can experience all this. His first property was a 23-unit apartment building. I will share with you amazing before and after pics in a few minutes with his short interview. He bought it for $875,000. A few months ago, it was appraised for $1.75 million. And this week, he is pulling out $590,000 cash in his pocket through a cash out refinance. Want to learn how he did this? I want you to watch this video, watch this interview I do with Chris. Next, he purchased a 20-pad mobile home park close to the same town for about $1,050,000, $1,080,000, I believe. And today it's worth $2.2 million. Again, I'll share with you some before and after pics. Chris is really good at this business model. And then he bought an 8-unit apartment building in a nice, quaint, growing town. I bought it for $725,000 3 years ago. Today it's worth $1.3 million. So when Chris first came to us as a burnt out franchise owner, his net worth was about $500,000. Fast forward to today, and with some hard work and strategic planning, his net worth today is $3.374 million. Want to know how Chris did it? I want you to check out this video interview right now. And then when it's done, we're going to come back and share with you how to put yourself in Chris's shoes. Every successful commercial real estate investor has a mentor. Get mentored by me and my team by applying to be our next protege. Click the top corner. Welcome everybody. Hey, I have Chris here with us. And as I mentioned before, incredible story. And wait until you hear this story of how he created $3.374 million in equity in about 3 years. So yeah, listen to this story. Welcome, Chris. Thank you for joining us today.
Hey, Peter, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Chris, let's jump into it. Share with us your why, right? Why commercial? Where were you before you joined our program?
Sure, Peter. Before I joined the program, I owned a couple fitness franchises, some Orange Theory fitness franchises. And I've been doing that for about 7 years, and I was looking for something new. A little bit burned out. I wanted to experience something else, try something new and something that could be long-term to build wealth. So, that's what first got me interested in commercial real estate.
Great. So you're a fitness buff, right?
Yeah, I am. I guess you could say that.
Okay, great. And those Orange Theories were taking up quite a bit of your time. Is that what happened?
They were. Yeah, we were busy. It was a lot of work. It was great, but it was a lot.
Chris, let's jump into your deals. Okay, let's start off with Martin Ave. So in total, in the 3 years, you purchased a 23-unit apartment building, a 20-pad mobile home park, and an 8-unit multifamily apartment building. Let's start off with the 23-unit, what we call Martin Ave. So tell us a little bit about that one.
Sure. So Martin Ave is a 23 unit, as you said. It's a mix of 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, some 1 bedroom, 1 bath, and studio apartments. With this one, there were actually 22 original apartments, and there was one that was kind of storage, and we converted it. So now we have 23 units.
And as with all of your holdings, you did a phenomenal job of taking them from where they were to where they are now in terms of increasing their rents. So walk us through Martin Ave because, ladies and gentlemen, Chris is this week is pulling out $590,000 as a cash out refinance this week. And Chris, that took you a few years to do. And walk us through that process, right? Of taking the rents from this level to that level. First of all, what were the starting rents? Let's pick a two-bedroom. Where were they?
Two bedrooms were at 700, 650 to 700.
650 to 700, and a couple of years later, after doing renovation, working with their property management team, where are they now?
Base rent is $1,000 for the two
Okay.
bedrooms.
All right. That's a huge jump, Chris. And imagine doing this over 23 units. So a lot of upside, right? A lot of upside. So
Sure.
you bought this property for, let's see, Martin Ave was for 875, right? 875,000. And
Correct.
2 months ago was appraised for how much?
1.75.
1.75. That's how you do it, Chris. That is awesome. And that's the one you're doing a cash out refinance on, correct?
Correct.
Okay, great. And let's jump onto your mobile home park, right? Mobile home park, you did the same thing, right? Colony Park. And talk to us about that. What did you purchase for? What was the purchase price? And what did you do with it? And what is it worth now?
Sure. So the mobile home park, it's a 20 pad mobile home park. Purchased it for 1,080,000, and similar thing as we've done with Martin Avenue. So with this one, I'd say our average rents over the last 3 years have been um, about $300 total, and then
Okay.
all utility reimbursements to help offset some of those expenses. And we're able to do that at
Okay.
Martin.
So on your mobile home park, you not only increased the rents $300 a month across the board, you were also able to charge back all the utilities back to the tenants.
Correct.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome, Chris. And Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, but both of these deals were purchased off market. Is that right?
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, yeah. I believe that's probably the best way, not probably the most best way to
Sure.
find the best deals. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree, and I believe so more and more. The further along we get.
Sure, sure. Okay, and then deal number three was a deal that was listed online, right? And you
Mhm.
found this 8 unit Magnolia, we call it. And
Sure.
that one, even though it was, on the MLS and, maybe not as a spectacular deal, but I think a lot of people didn't see what you saw in this deal.
Sure.
So why would you buy a property that's already on MLS? What did you see in this 8 unit property?
Sure. What I loved about this one was the area that it was located. So the town that it's located just has a very strong rent potential and rent growth, and just a very nice economy around it. And the rents were currently way below market as they sat. And I knew that if we did a little bit of work to them, we could bring things up to market level. So it
Let's
seemed
let's talk let's talk about this rents below the market. So give me an example of what they were and what you brought them up to.
sure. So Um, some of them are a little bit different, but I would say our rents were somewhere between 700 and 850 upon purchasing, and these are all two bedroom, one baths.
Mhm.
And now our rents are between 1350 and 1425 across the board.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, and this took you a couple of years to do, right?
Sure.
Yeah, it sure did. And I just want everyone to realize that these jumps are not automatic. So
Mhm.
Chris had to do a lot of research, work with contractors, work with his property management company to make sure that the rents are achievable, and then execute. And that takes a couple of years to create this type of value, right?
Sure. And one thing that we were able to do with this one, it took a little time to get the rents up. Some we were able to move quickly, some took a little bit longer, but we had to do more immediate renovations on this project versus the others. But through your coaching, was able to get a renovation budget that was looped into the loan. So that was helpful. From day one, we had a plan on which things we were renovating, how much we were going to spend, and all of that was wrapped into our loan. So that was that was a major benefit, or something that I didn't know how to do on the first two properties. And come time property number three, understood what to ask for, how to ask for it, and I was able to move things along a little bit quicker.
That's awesome. So on this 8 unit, the lender gave you money to acquire the property, plus gave you money to do the renovation, the complete renovation,
That's correct.
right?
And because we were
Hmm.
doing renovations, we added in the plan within the first 6 months. They actually offered 18 months interest only, so we are able to get that as well.
That's
Mhm.
awesome. That's awesome. And I guess to add the cherry on top, uh, you really didn't put that much money in on the down payment. Your investor came in and put in almost the whole thing. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's how you do it, Chris. That's awesome. Okay, so on this 8 unit property, you bought it for 725, and what is it
Mhm.
worth today?
Right now, it's about 1.35.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. Oh, one thing we didn't touch on, Chris, is
Sure.
on your 20 pad mobile home park, you bought it for 1,080,000, right? And we were with you the entire way. A lot of work that we did over the course of almost 3 years of getting the rents up and getting it stabilized. What is it worth today?
I'd say between 2.1 and 2.2.
Amazing, amazing. All right. So yeah, I did the math before this call, just adding up everything in our accounting system, and it appears that your net worth from what they're worth to what you owe, we're about $3.374 million over 3 years, Chris.
Yeah, so that's wild.
It is wild. It is wild. You're engrossed in it every single day. I'm not. I'm the outside looking in. I get to oversee your actions. But yeah, this is you get to experience the fruit of your labor. So congratulations on this, Chris.
Hey, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. The best time to invest in real estate is always 5 years ago. The next best time is today. Let us mentor you so you can get started investing right now. Click the top corner. All right, Chris. So now that uh, with this $3.374 million net worth, you're a millionaire multiple times over. Has that changed your perspective on life at all? So, what does that bought you?
It's just bought me a lot more time. It's kind of a generic answer, but it's given me time in a lot of different ways. It's given me time to travel. It's given me time to, after selling the businesses, getting into the real estate business. It's given me time to spend time with family, um, to see friends, take small vacations, big vacations. Um, Also, it's allowed me to really have kind of time for myself for personal growth, to work, because I have a lot of different goals and ideas and things that I want to engage in and be involved in. So it's allowed me time to work on different projects or work on different things for self improvement. Um, so that would be one of the biggest things. It's given me a lot of time and peace of mind in doing so.
That's great. That's great, Chris. I'll never forget. I got
Hmm.
a call from you, right? Maybe you remember the call where you and
Probably.
I on that coaching call, and you said, "Peter, question for you." I go, "What's that, Chris? What do I do with my free time now?" Remember that call?
Yeah, I do. Sounds silly. I felt like I could use, you know, I had a lot of time. How to
Yeah,
use it best was my question to you, because I had a lot more than I was used to.
yeah, that's great. And immediately I thought, wow, this is why he joined the program, was to get his time back. And now he's asking me, how do I maximize the time I have now?
Sure.
Yeah. So you have a big cash out refi event happening this week or next week. What do you plan
I
on doing? Uh, Reinvesting? What's the plans, Chris?
Sure. Yeah, majority will be reinvesting. Once we finish everything up, which should be in the next day or two, um, sitting down with you, sitting down with my coaches, and looking at what I have to work with and setting some new goals. So I plan to reinvest in a lot of the areas that I currently am and see if I can grow. Um, and that's the main thing. Yeah, I'm sure I'll use some, maybe a trip. Um, I have some ideas, some fun things as well, but a big portion will be towards reinvesting and doing it again.
That's great. That's great. So, Chris, as you know, this channel is basically for beginners and intermediates, some advanced folks. And what pearls of wisdom could you share with someone who was once maybe in your position, wanting
Mhm.
to jump into this business and do what you just did? What would you tell them?
First thing that I would say would be to get some coaching, to get a mentor. To that would be number one. It was the most important thing for me. With it, it's allowed me to be able to learn a lot, to take my time, and to be taught the correct ways to do things. Just learn about something I knew nothing about. So it really increased the speed of my knowledge base for commercial real estate. So I would say getting a mentor, and then um, in that same breath, it's given me confidence. It's helped me avoid pitfalls, but it's given me confidence to continue to move forward. I believe I have a lot of capacity to do a lot of things. I believe all people do, and so by having a coach and a mentor, it really helped me to set accurate goals and to step by step accomplish them. So that's been the biggest thing for me.
That's great. And Chris, I do have to say that when you first joined the program, I go, wow, this guy's sending me 20 questions a day.
Oh yeah,
A lot of questions. And I love it. I love it. That means you're hungry and we're here to feed you, right? And
yeah, yeah.
that's what it takes, right? When you invest into a coaching program, we invest back into you. And we want
Sure,
this mutual agreement to be beneficial to all. So you work hard, we work hard. You work hard, we work hard, and we get these results. That's the way it
sure,
works. Hmm.
absolutely. No, I remembered. Yeah, I do ask a lot of questions, and definitely a lot up front. And you all have been so great at always getting back to me and helping me think through things. Um, that's been my favorite part, or the most valuable part. Um, I always felt confident that I could get the answers that I needed, and if you don't, you'd help me get them, and or help me figure them out.
Yeah, Chris, the what how we see it is that when a person comes off the street like you and wants our help, we realize they're about to make their largest financial decision ever in their lives, right?
Sure,
And yeah, so we need to be with you and
sure,
understand what you're trying to do to do it safely and
right.
and be successful. So we take it very serious. So when you're asking any type of question, right? We take it so serious that you actually don't know, and you can see that our answers are structured in a way to make sure that this is completely settled, right? So that's
Oh,
the job.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
it's
all
a
are
job.
extremely thorough, which is
Yeah.
that's something that I look for. And so definitely kept your end of the bargain because, like you said, it's a big jump. It's a big jump. Some bigger than others, but to be able to have confidence that you have my back 100%, then, now, and for things to come in the future, just gives me a lot of security, a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
So I know it'll work out and continue to.
Got questions? Simply text the word Peter to 833-942-4516 and we'll help you. Okay, Chris, so that was Chris's Pearl of Wisdom number one. Do you have a second one to share?
Second pearl of wisdom. I would say really work on building relationships within this business. And what sounds kind of generic, but what I mean is, um, if you're looking for property management, or if you're currently in the business and you have property management, really building strong relationships to make sure that they understand you and what your needs are, and that you understand how you can be the best client for them. I think it's important that you guys work together and you find people to be, um, part of your team. Just as my coaches are my leaders and my coaches, but they're also my teammate. I want to do well for them, with them, and I want other people that I work with to do the same. And so that's important. It's been important for me with my management, with my coaches, um, with some of the off-market properties that I purchased. I still stay in contact with the people that I bought them from because they're longtime owners. They're older people with more wisdom and more property. So I still communicate with them if I have a question or need advice, and they're happy to do so. So I think that's something to really put time and energy and effort. I think it's important, and it's much more enjoyable that way for me as well.
When you think about it, Chris, your first deal, your first two deals with us, you closed on the same day, basically, your mobile home park and your apartment building. two different owners, and
Mhm.
you have phenomenal relationships with both sets of property owners. And
Yeah, they're great.
yeah,
Great.
yeah, they were great, and they actually wanted to work with you, right? They had
Sure.
choices, and they wanted
Right.
to work with you because you nurtured and honored the relationship. And then in the middle of all this, you were able to work with property management. A couple of them that we fired, right? It's part of the business, part of the
Hmm.
business. But now
Correct.
you have great property management that takes care of the property, so you can do interviews like this, right? And travel the
Right.
way you want to travel. And then on your third deal, your small multifamily, that one was on the market, and you were able to convince that agent amongst all the other bidders to work with you.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah. So this is
Yeah.
evidence of how important these relationships are in this business. It's not how much money you have; it's your ability to get people to like you and respect you, and you honor them on the other side. Is that right?
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, so you're doing a great job with that, Chris. All right.
Thank you.
So, Chris, I just want to say thank you for sharing this inspiring story. How you went from, I think your net worth was somewhere around five or $600,000, right, when you first joined, and now it's 3.374 million dollars. So, in just 3 years. So, phenomenal job, Chris. Phenomenal job, going from a burnt out franchise owner to what you're doing now, right? Sitting in your kitchen and you have the whole day ahead of you doing whatever you want to do.
Yeah, and thank you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to eat lunch with one of my brothers is in town. So,
All
uh,
right, awesome.
but but no, so thank you, and thank your team um, for teaching me, coaching me, and supporting me. Um, it's made all the difference, and it's been a major jump and improvement or enhancement of my life over the last few years. And I'm thankful that uh, I joined your program. I did my due diligence, but things can still go wrong. They did not. You guys have held up your end of the bargain, and I'm truly appreciative. 100%.
You're so welcome, Chris. All right, Chris, have a great lunch with your brother.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Click subscribe and add alerts so you can get more easy to understand commercial and multifamily wisdom. Welcome back. Wasn't Chris just amazing? Isn't he an amazing young guy? Well, do me a favor, go ahead and congratulate Chris. Give him a high five, tell him congratulations, and to keep on keeping on. He has some big things planned. Let me do a quick summary for you, and from a coach standpoint, okay? I believe I know what's going through your mind. What's going through your mind is, why can't I do what Chris has just did? And the reason why is Chris had to overcome, and you, a mental game. Okay, the game of life is mental. Success at anything, commercial, anything, is mental. And here's what's going through your mind, right? Right now, you may be thinking, I don't think I can do what Chris just did. Number one, or you may be thinking, I don't know how to do what Chris did. I understand that. And number three, this is huge, okay? I'm afraid to leave the familiar behind. This is a huge one. This is a huge success blocker, okay? Well, so in order to be successful in commercial real estate, it's a mental game that you have to overcome. And guess what? Over the years, we have taught our students how to overcome this mental game and be just like Chris. So I challenge you, okay? I challenge you to text me to learn how to overcome this mental game that's playing in your mind right now, all right? So text Peter to 833-942-4516. Talk to one of us, share with us what's going through your mind, and let's talk through these three things so we can get you on the same path as Chris to being a multifamily multi-millionaire, right, in this 3 short years. All right, everyone, if you hung out this long, I thank you so much. You're my favorites. And if you want to learn more about commercial real estate, there's a link over here on the screen. If you want to learn or see how to become a mentee of ours and work directly with me and my coaches, just go ahead and click on the link and let's interview and let's see how things work out. All right, thank you so much. I just want to leave you with one thing. You know that the best time to have purchased multifamily was 5 years ago. The second best time is today. So let's get after it. Thank you, everyone, and I'll see you at the next video.